die Verbrennung der Amerikaner.
What is up, my sexy mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at Nightcap by Who is Elijah. Now before I talk about this scent though, I just wanted to ask you guys, have you checked in with your mates today? If you haven't, check in with them, ask them how they're doing. You know, there's nothing worse than finding out your mates are not doing too well, so there's no harm in checking in with the ones you love. So definitely do that today. You know, it doesn't hurt to check in with them. Even if you haven't spoke to one another a while, it's important to ask your mates how they're going. Right, back to Nightcap. So, this isn't my first time wearing this. I wore it last night before I went to bed, and I wore it again today just to get a better feel for the fragrance. If you've watched any of my previous Who is Elijah videos before, Who is Elijah are an Australian brand. They make Australian fragrances in Australia. They're vegan and they're cruelty free, and those two little things right there mean the absolute world to me as a vegan, as somebody that puts, you know, cruelty free products, plant-based products at the front and center of my life. It's always good to know that there's a brand, one that's Australian as well, that make these sorts of products. So previously I have covered Haze and Nomad. Of the two, Haze is still my favorite. And even when I compare it with Nightcap, Haze is still my favorite. I think there's like a sentimental quality to it, as my sister got me this for Christmas. But mostly it is the sweet, smoky, woody qualities of the scent. It just smells amazing. It is on the pricey side at about $130 Australian for 50 ml. 100 ml of this is about $180 Australian. Nomad though is sort of similar to Baccarat Rouge 540. It's a very warm, floral, musky scent. It's got this touch of animalic quality to it. It is very sweet, and I've worn this out in public a few times now, and let me just tell you right now, women absolutely love the way this one smells. It is a favorite. Here it is there. Same price as Nightcap, same price as Haze. They're all basically the same price as one another. This one is incredible. If you're after a fragrance that's similar to Cloud, Ariana Grande's Cloud, but of a significantly higher quality, more unisex, less cloying, less sweet, less of sort of a teenage focus, then Nomad may be the fragrance for you. Nightcap though, I'll just read you out the notes first. Pear, cardamom, violet leaf, orris root, cypress, West Indian sandalwood, blonde cedar, Mysore sandalwood, and Madagascar vetiver. I'll just show you the box. What I like about Nightcap, and it's a very unique scent. There's almost nothing else that I can think of that smells like this with one exception. And here's the packaging. They do such a bang up job of it. It looks amazing. And then inside, we've got the androgynous, ambiguous unisex focus here. He is whoever you want her to be. I just love it when fragrances do this. I love it when they focus on unisex scents. And here is the bottle of Nightcap. Clean, minimal, sophisticated, classy. You find that a lot of the classier things in life are not real garish and covered in branding. They're very minimalistic, they're very simple and elegant, and this is no exception to that. Now, the one fragrance that it is similar to, and I'll bring this up now, is Dior's Fahrenheit. If you like Dior's Fahrenheit, you may like Nightcap. They share a violet note, and they share a leathery quality, and they share that almost gasoline-like quality in the opening. Dior Fahrenheit though, despite being very floral and very leathery, is still a very masculine scent. I mean, there are probably a lot of women and theys and thems out there that love this scent, and if that's you, then more power to you guys. Man, I adore this fragrance, but Nightcap does come across as decidedly more unisex. The gasoline note isn't quite as prominent, and there's one huge difference, and that is the orris root note. Orris is such an earthy smelling accord. There's just something about it that just smells like very natural. I did a TikTok yesterday talking about natural scents, and if I had have smelled this before I made that video, I would have included this because this smells very natural. You get that violet, you get that floral quality. It's earthy, and it's got this vegetally leather note as well. I'm just on Who Is the Largest website, and I want to read out their cover for the fragrance. Woody, earthy leather. Meet Nightcap, a perfume for the Nighthawks, the ones who live life to the fullest with no regrets. This woody leather scent will transport you to a thrilling moment in time. Your lover will want to rip your clothes off just to be closer to your skin. I think of that when I think of like Haze or Morning After perhaps, not so much Nightcap. Inspired by your favorite nights and rebellious memories that will last you a lifetime, you come alive at the hour of midnight. You have lived through the 90s grunge period and have transported to today. And then it's got the notes there. So I'm wearing this on my hand currently and on my neck. It has dried down a little bit, and that really earthy, almost astringent orris note has faded away a little bit. It's less sharp. I do prefer it in the mid and in the dry down than in the opening, where those woods make themselves known, and it's got more of that leathery quality, but it's still quite floral as well. You get that sandalwood. It's very luxurious. It is definitely a nighttime scent. You know, this is something that's going to excel in the slightly colder weather, maybe in like a damp, rainy night. Something like that would be absolutely ideal for wearing Nightcap. Performance is very solid. Actually, come to think of it, the performance across the board for these Who Is the Largest scents is exceptional. They all perform very well. And yeah, coming out of the atomizer or on a tester strip, this may be a little disappointing or off-putting to you. You know, that orris note is a love it or hate it affair. If you love the note of orris, you are going to adore this scent. If you're not familiar with it, definitely don't be blind buying Nightcap. It's not the right fragrance for that. I would recommend blind buying Haze, which is like a sweet and smoky scent, over Nightcap. And I typically wouldn't recommend blind buying a smoky scent. I don't know how anybody could dislike that burnt sugar quality of Haze. But yeah, there's not a lot of sweetness with Nightcap. It doesn't have a lot of cloying notes. It just has that orris front and center with that earthiness. It's got a little bit of musk to it as well. You've got that floral. You've got those floral notes. You've got the violet. It is quite a sexy, attractive fragrance, and I can imagine more women preferring this, wearing this than men. But that would be that's just an assumption. That's just a guess. But if you're after a very unique scent, something that you could make your signature, something that's going to make you stand out from the crowd, Nightcap is going to have you covered pretty well there. There is almost nothing on the market that smells like this, and I think in an industry that's trending towards, you know, Dior Sauvage as like something to base their designs off of, or Paco Rabanne's 1 Million, or Bleu de Chanel, fragrances like Nightcap, fragrances like Haze, for example, they are amazing because they're doing something different, and you know, I commend that, I respect that. So if you've ever worn a Who Is a Larger fragrance before, if you've ever worn Nightcap before, let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you guys have to say. And until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.